Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more World of Tanks. But before we get to it, head down below, like and subscribe to this part a lot. So let's get right into it over here. Today we're watching Mage in the Jagdtiger. Of course, the tier 9 German tank destroyer, and it's just such a brilliant tank. I had so much fun playing it. I really must buy it again, along with the Tortoise. You know, just two really great and solid TDs at tier 9, and honestly maybe a bit more fun than the Jagdpanzer 100, maybe. Of course, having having a way higher DPM at 3074 compared to the Jagdpanzer E100's about 2200, I think, or something. Of course, the armor isn't as good. It's kind of like the hull of kind of like a Tiger 2, I'm pretty sure, but the upper structure is a little bit better. You know, when you're against lower tiers, you can bounce 250mm at the front. So, you know, sometimes you can bounce, but you shouldn't kind of just go in as you were in the Jagdpanzer 100 and kind of rely on your armor as much. You know, it can sometimes happen, but that shouldn't be like your main kind of goal. You should kind of just get the ambush off and then kind of like go behind or something. Now, as you can hear, or not hear, we are here returning with the tanks without, well, the tanks with electric engines, but, you know, of course we can't hear. Not really sure what happened, you know, another bug in the replay system. We've had that happen a couple of times before, but we'll just go on. It doesn't really matter too much. We can see the gameplay, everything that's going on, so that's, you know, the most important part over here. Now, this tank, of course, used to have 1,800, I'm pretty sure, hit points. I nearly said horsepower. Hit points. But of course, they buffed it up many years ago now, up to 2,100, which is actually just 100 less than the Jagdpanzer 100. So that's actually just such a small difference when you're going up a whole tier. It just makes this tank even better here at tier 9. You know, view range 390, no, not great, not terrible. 38 km an hour top speed forwards, 12 backwards again, not great, not the worst. 0.32 dispersion at 100 meters, really accurate gun over here, like most German tanks are in the game. 10 degrees of gun depression. Actually no, 7.5 of gun depression. What I'm looking at here is 10 degrees of gun traverse to the left and to the right, which is actually quite, you know, okay. It's, you know, most of the French tank destroyers have an even like a worse kind of gun traverse. So this having 20 degrees isn't the end of the world. You can make it work quite easily. Now, of course, this tank, one of the only tanks in the game that do 560 damage per shot. Now, another tank that I would probably think that does this damage was probably the Object 263, but that was before they buffed it when it was still at tier 10. I'm pretty sure that did the same amount as this. 267mm of penetration on the standard rounds, 352 on the premium rounds. Really good tank. As you can see over here, Mage has already picked up 5,000, make that 5,500 damage and 1 kill. As you can see, the DPM of this tank is just really good. And I mean, you know, if you come against the mouse, you're going to be taking it out in a minute, which might seem like a long time, but, you know, the mouse is really healthy, and other, you know, something like the Jagdpanzer 100, it'd take you probably about a minute as well. But of course, you know, if you bounce a shell over there, it just takes, you know, the 20 or so seconds to reload, unlike this, which takes just under 11. Of course, you know, gun ram events, good crew, food consumable, all of that you can probably get around, you know, close to 9 maybe, which, you know, just makes a huge difference. But yes, Mage over here holding the centre of the map, which you don't actually really see that often, and there was actually a huge fight around here, which doesn't happen too often nowadays. But, you know, in a good place to pick up, you know, 5,500 damage in this kind of place over here. But you know, the kind of worst thing about this map is that most of the time when you spawn on the western side of the map, it's mostly a guaranteed loss, because the enemy team on the east have, you know, the northeastern part of the map where they can just snipe down. They have the mid, just a way easier path to get up onto like the middle kind of hill over there. They have the dip as well, and you know, for the southern part of the map, they do kind of have probably the better kind of side as well. And I'm not really sure what kind of like the actual statistics are for like the win rates of this map, you know, each side of the cap. But I know for me, kind of playing with like by myself with my friends, it's, I don't know, I feel it's somewhere close to like 70%. You know, it probably isn't, because Wargame probably would have changed it if it is as you know, that bad. But when I was playing it, for me, it actually did feel like most of the time when you spawned on the west over here, you just kept on losing. You just don't have the positions available to actually make the push. But luckily for Mage over here, it did. Well, you can see that Mage's team over here did push. Unlucky bounce on the T10 over there, but not really the best of shots. Kind of hitting the outside of his upper plate over there at a well enough angle that even the good penetration of this tank couldn't go through. But as you can see over here, good accuracy of the gun. Of course, using food and stuff. If a Mage is using vents as well, their accuracy is probably below 0.3. Just really good tank over here. I just can't say it enough. For a really long time, essentially, I had like my most damage done in a game in this tank. I think it was about 6,000 or maybe 7,000. I'm not really sure. But then that changed towards the Jagdtiger E100. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure it's 8,200 if I could be mistaken. I think it is that though. But for a really long time, it was in the Jagdtiger, and I'm pretty sure I beat it a couple of times in the Jagdtiger as well, which is just so fun. And as you can see, tanks like the E5, which do have a decent amount of DPM for a heavy tank as well. You know, Mage did take 2 shots, but he put in 2 in return. I'm pretty sure, did he bounce one? I don't think so. But with this 560 alpha damage, you can just make sure to kind of sweep up any tanks that are kind of left on the enemy team. And Mage trying to get to the E4 now, but he has to watch out for this Char over here, who's going down. Is he going to be able to shoot him? I don't think the Char knows that Mage is here over here, but I could be mistaken. Is he going to try and take out Mage over here? He's looking at a shot. I think Mage actually had a shot at him over there, but he actually misses, and the Char actually takes him out over there. Unlucky for Mage, but you know, his team is 4 tanks up and 4,500 damage up as well, so the Char would have to play quite well to be able to take this out. But he is a one-shot for everyone at only 159 hit points. He does take out the object 277, but then the T54 takes him out. And just a really good game for the Jagdtiger over here. For Mage over here, let's look at the post-game stats and let's see how well he did. So of course, an ace tank for a game like this, and a high caliber along with a bruiser, which, you know, with a gun this big you probably get quite often. 6,929 damage, 5 kills, 1,572 base experience. I find it a lot easier to kind of get ace tankers in the German tanks, because I think a lot of people want to play them right at the start, especially, you know, the big guns like the Jagdpanzer E100 that they see maybe on YouTube or something, and then they want to try and get it quickly. So like the first kind of like tier 8, tier 9, tier 10 on the German tanks, so you probably don't need that much base experience to actually get an ace in this. After firing a little bit of premium rounds, using a little bit of food, Still a 40,000 credit profit with a premium account and some bonuses activated as well. But still, you know, showing you that you can make some credits even without a premium account, would have been 13,000 credits profit. So not really too bad. But for now, that's good. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.